Welcome to the channel. My name is Grizzy, and today I will be covering the easiest way to unlock the damage badge that you are looking for in Apex Legends Season 8. Now, I did cover this topic in Season 7, however, with Season 8, Apex Legends is starting to break total player records with a Steam player peak around 220,000 players at one time. And that's not even counting Origin on PC or even the consoles or the Switch release. With the increased popularity of the game, there are some newer players, and there are also some different strategies to get the 4K damage badge in Season 8. So today I'm going to be covering on how to get this badge, or any badge, the 2K, the 2.5K, the 3K, to put on that banner so you can show off just how dominant of a player that you really are. Also, guys, if you could do me a favor and like the video, it does help to share it to other players. And also, if you're new and enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any of my uploads. Watch the full video because there is a special weapon attachment that when you pair it with a certain weapon in the game, man, it makes for some easy 4K damage games. I've run this loadout 2 times recently and boom, 2 4K badges in a row, guys. Now, first off, with the start of Season 8, we now have an in-game damage tracker. This is actually huge. With the addition of this tracker, you are now going to know exactly how close you are to the damage badge that you specifically want. Due to the addition of this feature, it's also made getting that 4K damage badge easier than it has ever been in the history of the game's lifespan. Now, my first tip with unlocking your desired damage badge is to not begin each game worrying about your damage output. You will have much more successful games if you play and begin each game in a similar fashion and play the game at a regular pace. A 4K damage game, just like a 20 bomb game, a lot of the time is dependent on some luck with rotations of players, how many people stay alive, and how good of items you're able to get on in the early game. So when starting your games, play them just like you would any other round, and then later when you're getting close to that damage that you want to get, then you can incorporate some of those strategies that I'm about to provide into getting that badge. Now, the next talking point with the 4K damage badge or unlocking any high damage badge is to locate hot drops throughout the map and land at highly populated areas. Public matches don't count towards your rank and are really all about improvement and fun, so I actually highly suggest and I stress that you drop in some of the hotter POIs in the majority of your games so that you can get into immediate fights and improve your gameplay with repetition. This is going to help you to get better with your shots, it's going to help you with your looting, and it's just going to help you to be a better player at the game. Now, locations on Olympus that are more hot than others that you should really land at are Estates, Bonsai Plaza, Oasis, Gardens, and sometimes Hammond Labs. For Kings Canyon, places to keep an eye on to land are Capacitor, Salvage, Labs, Containment, Crash Site, and Spotted Lake. So you've dropped hot, you got into a decent amount of fights early game. What is the next step to a high damage game? First off, you want to remember the ship path and think about rotations. Typically, most players drop off earlier on the ship, so always try and work back to the areas that were hot as the ship was passing by. Another quick tip is to make sure when you are in the dropship and landing, look around you with that free look option and make sure you know and you see where all those contested areas are so you know exactly where to rotate. On Kings Canyon, you could even land labs, rack up some high damage there, and then immediately take the portal to fly over to another POI that looked like it was heavily contested. Olympus is similar. There's a lot of good ways to rotate quickly throughout the map. You could even take the phase runner to travel all the way across to the other side of the map. So guys, just keep in mind where everyone is landing so you can rotate to those heavily populated areas. Now, my next tip that I want to preach is loot speed. In order to unlock the hardest badges in Apex, you're gonna need to loot fast. I want you guys to be able to loot and scoot. That's what I'm going to call it. Loot and scoop, guys. That's the way. That's the motto. Now, basically, in this game, you want to initially equip yourself with some armor. You want to get 2 weapons. And you want to get a couple heals and immediately push into fights. You can actually kill 2 birds with 1 stone by killing enemies and then just taking their loot, because those players seemingly just looted for you and for your benefit. Now, in addition to that, the absolute easiest tip that I can provide to you is to make sure that you are thirsting your kills. Even if you did not knock the enemy, you're going to want to thirst every single down enemy that you see. Also, keep in mind that if one of the last 3 enemies has a golden knockdown shield, you can even thirst the other down players and then finish the player with the gold knockdown last, and then you'll gain an additional 300 damage. It might not seem like much, but thirsting is practically free damage, and it will help you to reach some of those higher damage numbers that you really want to achieve. Now, next up, we need to talk about the absolute best weapons to use for farming damage in Season 8. Now, the secret spicy tip to getting an easy 4K damage badge game is to pair the R301 with a 3x Ranger sight. You're going to be able to stay at mid-range and just absolutely beam. There's like no recoil when you have the sight on the R301. You're going to be able to farm damage from far away or from even up close. The gun is so good with hipfire as well if you get pushed and you have to fight in close range. Make sure you guys are grabbing the R301 and putting a 3x sight on that bad boy. Trust me, it's gonna help you to farm for that 4K damage badge. There are 2 ways to unlock the 4K damage badge, and that is by having a really great high kill game with tons of action, or you could simply farm for the damage. Now, I recommend that the easiest way you can unlock the 4K damage game is to be able to mix the 2 together. You want to get a decent amount of kills, but you don't always need 20 in order to unlock the 4K damage badge. Now, typically, I see that you can get 4K damage with 10 kills, 11 kills, 12 kills, 10 plus kills. A lot of times can be enough to get to that 4K damage badge if you're able to farm some of the last team for a little bit more damage. Now, lastly, one of the most important things that you can do though is to farm for that last little bit of damage, against that final team or final couple teams. If you're playing with a team also, if you're playing with friends, I do also recommend running trios versus duos, because fights typically last longer in trios. Also, if you're able to play with a team, you can always let them know how close you are to that damage badge, and they can let you rack up the damage before finishing that team. Later on in game, you can even switch out some of your weapons, for an exceptional longer or mid-range weapon, and that weapon you can use to farm more damage and get your damage numbers even higher. With one team left, keep your eye out for the triple take, the repeater, scout, maybe even the charge rifle. Just sit back, play it safe, take your time, and you're going to get that damage number you've always wanted to achieve. And if you follow these tips, then you're going to have your highest damage game in Apex yet. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel for weekly Apex Legends content, and comment down below what your highest damage game is in Apex Season 8. Alright guys, good luck in your games, and I'll see you in the gameplay. Peace!
Alright, evening, man. One shot, nice. That was sick.
On me. Wraith has purple.
Like 5 seconds out.
They have a Revenant, dude. Oh, they're on the bottom right. If you hear a Revenant totem, just be ready. They're over here on the bottom.
Alright.
They're coming up top.
Yep, I'm waiting at the door.
Oh my god, I got beamed. They're pushing up some.
They're on right side of the statue.
One's
Just don't
broken.
go down.
Them I'm broken too.
How many nades they got, man? Raise one shot. Watch out.
Can we push that?
The other one's one shot too. I'm pushing up some.
Pushing.
Cracked.
Octane done. Nice.
There's still one up. I can drop a 4K.
Poor guy, man.
Here. Don't kill him. I'm just gonna hit him from range. He's right behind here. One has blue.
I'll just be toxic and do these in the air. Write my name.
Yeah, one's way in the back and one's right here.
Here, don't kill him. Don't kill him. I'm backing up.
For sure, for sure.
I'm gonna let him res that. Honestly.
You need like what, 750?
Yeah, I need 700 damage.
Dude, it's a lot of damage you gotta farm.
That's not too much.
do it.
I see Lobo. Now I need 600 more.
You still have a crap one of those?
Charging on my shield.
Nope.
I was seeing if one would pop from this robot, but nope.
These guys are like, this guy's cheating. They're gonna jump off
Meanwhile,
the
we're
map.
looking for mobile respawns.
Who knows if they even have their
If they have the
card or whatever.
The card, yeah. The banner.
I cracked one. 400 away. Knocked one. I'm gonna let him res him though.
Found that one.
They just
They
zipped
just
across.
zipped
Down that one.
I'm just gonna thirst this guy. Oh shit, the other one's here. I just gotta kill this guy and I win.
Yeah, 1v1 him.
He's gonna kill me.
Kind of giving you a disadvantage right now.
Hold on.
I'm right behind him. He doesn't even
Don't
know.
shoot him. Don't shoot him. Don't shoot him. I'm literally like 30 damage away.
I wonder if he knows right now.
Did you get it?
Yep. Pretty sure.
Nice.
Let's go. There we go, boys. Let's go.
Easy clap.